How you doing tonight? Welcome to the eve of the eve of the eve. Is that right? Are we 3 eves away from Christmas? Is that what it is? 3 eves away. So Adam, Eve, Eve, and Eve. Anyway, welcome to the show tonight. This is Scizone. I'm Bill Boshears in my Gaelic attire here. Gay, not gay, but festive headdress. And I want to thank the florist for delivering these poinsettias, saying to us that they wanted to help out the set. Some of the crew here wanted it to snow, and I beat them. I just beat them with everything, a rod that I carry around for people who go around wishing for snow. Good evening. It's a Christmas show, supposedly. We're a little bit ahead of it, but tonight, because of the email that I've been getting, the hat is a festive attire that we have, and some of the email that I get, I'm not sure you're into the spirit of this thing. And I want to ask you a question. Jeez, these things. Are you in the spirit of this? Are you really into Christmas this year? Has it changed for you? Or better yet, is there anything you would like to change about Christmas? Let's suppose that you could change something with Christmas. What would it be? The telephone number. This is a Christmas in the Zone. It has been that all week. 513-381-3838. Telephone number. Jump in. We got lines are open. I want to hear from you. Based on some of the comments that I've had given to me this week about things going on in the shopping and all that, I'm wondering if you could change, and one of the listeners, his name is Andy, sent me an email and he said, Bill, I would be interested in finding out what people would like to change about Christmas. Every year I hear the people say enough is enough. And he mentions them here. Too much commercialism, too much bell ringing, and he's really sick and tired of all the Christmas carols. Are you? Have you been inundated? Have you had enough? What are you upset about? This is the call of the Ryle night. If you're upset with your boss, your wife, or anything else, I want to hear from you tonight. We will take all of it. The people are here already, and they're speaking loudly, I guess. O'Brienville, let's go to Walter first. Walter, you're on the air, sir.
Mr. Boshears.
Yes, sir.
Not a very good Christmas this year for my family. I had an older brother, Thomas, and it was a week and a half ago. He had passed on.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had him pass on, so it's just not like Christmas for us this year.
I can imagine, sir.
We had a lot of bad things happen this year. We hope, you know, everything's better this year, though.
Well, 2008, we're working on it already. We'll hope for you and for everybody in it. But I appreciate the call, Walt. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Let's go to that line's open if you want to jump in. If there's something, what would you change about Christmas? Obviously, that young man had, or that gentleman would have not liked to have that change made. Teresa, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi. What I really think would be a good change would be for people who have more junk than they could possibly need, stop passing more junk to each other and actually maybe donate to a charity, give something to somebody who could actually use something.
You know what I watched this week is people paying for items. I watch people buy a $12.95 item, put it on their charge card. They're going to pay 18%, and on that gift, they walked out in the parking lot, and I left before they did, and they just so happened to park next to me, and I heard the guy say to his wife, and they probably won't even use it.
Right. We keep giving so much junk back and forth to each other that we don't need. Do something for somebody that actually needs some help.
I agree. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Let's take a pause in the action right here. We'll come right back with more of your phone calls. And what are you upset about right here at Christmas time? What would you change? Let's do it. Hey, we're back, and I've lost my elf hat, not because of being demoted. I just chose not to wear it. Anyway, being an elf is a hard job, and I respect all the elves who are doing that. I'm elf challenged, if you will. The Christmas spirit, what would you change about it? Does it need changing? Wherever you are, where you must have something to say. Let's go to Mark, who's been there the longest. He's in Clifton there. Mark, you're on the air, sir.
Yes, hi. You know what I wonder?
What do you wonder?
Last time you saw the Black Santa.
You do what, sir?
When was the last time you saw the Black Santa?
As a matter of fact, about an hour and a half ago.
You're kidding me.
No, I saw him.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. They just don't have the hip-hop that they have nowadays.
Oh, okay. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's really a smart observation. I see the Christmas spirit is into a lot of folks. I saw a gentleman who was dressed up as a Santa, and I enjoyed seeing him. A good guy. I kind of liked it. Let's go to Catherine. Catherine, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
The Christmas spirit that people have lost is in Jesus Christ. If you put your heart into it and you love Jesus Christ, everything will be just fine.
Well, what would you change about Christmas if you could change something?
If I would change anything about Christmas, it would be look into your heart and always be happy.
Oh, okay. Great advice. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's one of those things. Lines available, 381-3838. Glad to have you aboard tonight. Let's talk to Bill. You're there, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you tonight?
Phenomenally well, considering.
Well, yes, sir, considering. I just wanted to make the comment that over the past month and a half of watching all the advertisements on television for this big coming event on the 25th, I would say approximately 88% of all the ads were that if you really love somebody or really like somebody, it didn't have to be your spouse, it could be just a good friend.
Yeah.
Buy them diamonds.
Buy them diamonds.
Right. In other words, money was the only thing you should be concerned about, not your everyday clothing or
good
toys
point
for your kids.
Good point. So one of the things you're saying to me is that if you could change something, it might be the diamonds?
I would change getting back to basics as far as basic gifts and what have you.
Okay.
Everyone's striving to try to keep up with, I guess, the people out in California. You know, you got a 16-year-old that's pregnant now without being married, and she's part of the paparazzi crowd.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear about that, but I don't have a daughter, so I probably wouldn't.
No, she's all over the news.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. The question is, what would you change? What would you change about Christmas if it's not going that well for you? What would you change? Tim, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, you know what I would change?
I'm sorry?
You know what I would exactly change?
What would you change exactly?
People would start believing in themselves and stop believing in the devil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's about Christ, just live your life and just love him. I mean, there's no sense of just sitting there spending your money on your kids who you already know getting D's and F in class, disrespecting the teacher, and you're going to reward them for what?
Good point.
There's no sense in that. I mean, then you're glamifying. I mean, you're just going overboard when it comes to saying, "Hey, you did a good job, Timmy. Hey, you did this." Okay.
So what you're saying to me is that we're rewarding people for the wrong thing?
Yeah, I mean, you have to give us some foundation of saying this is what you're going to get. It's just like saying, hey, the stove is hot. Now, you know the stove is hot and you went on ahead and put your hand on there, then this is the consequences. Now, if Christmas is supposed to be about giving, then you have to do something good in life. to expect something good in life.
In other words, do something to get something.
Yeah. Bump all this stupid stuff of them saying, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. For what? We've got people that's not even paying their gas and electric. For what?
Well, yeah, the last caller was talking about diamonds. Everybody buying diamonds.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to buy any diamonds.
There's no I mean, what are you going to do? Just sit there and look at it? And what, you're going to be outside with no roof over your head, no clothes on your back, no food in your belly?
But good point. Good point there, Tim. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
And thank you, Bill. You're doing a wonderful job.
Glad to have you aboard, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
And by the way, it is okay to say Merry Christmas. That commercial that we ran there a second ago, I'm a little ticked off about that. Now you got to wear a badge. Can I tell you something? When you stop saying Merry Christmas, you can take all of it and just get rid of it. Let's go back to the phones. There's a line open. Jump in and get it. Let's go to Randall, I believe. You're on the air, sir.
Hi, Bill. It's Randall in Bellevue.
Okay.
What I would change,
Yes.
gifts would be given throughout the year as needed for necessary items, and Christmas would become strictly spiritual.
I like that. I like that. I appreciate it, Randall. Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome.
And by the way, would you ask the callers to turn down their television when they get on? We get a playback or a fuzz back there. And let's go to Dan in Price Hill. Dan, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I make Christmas every day.
I do too.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you. You know what I do? I buy presents all year long.
Yeah, it don't have to be presents, just every day be Christmas.
That's kind of neat. That's a neat idea. Dan's got it going on for every day. Let's go to David. He's in Newport. Dave, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
Doing well, sir.
I just want to say that with the recent influx of Mexicans, couldn't we just get them to be Santas for us?
Probably could. You could probably hire them, sir. Anyway, whether they're here for good, bad, right, wrong, I don't know. Do we need to go to take a break? We've got lines open at 381-3838. Jump in there. I'm Bill Boshiers. There's a line open. We come back. We'll get to Jamie and John and Henry and all the rest of them. And you, I want to find out from you. What would you change? All right, we're back trying to figure out what to do with Christmas. Everybody seems to have something. We'll go to Jamie, and the question is, what would you change about Christmas? Jamie, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
I would change the chaos that's in the stores.
The chaos in the stores?
Yes, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Tell me about it.
When you go into stores, the lines are just ridiculously long. I mean...
Do they have any cash registers that are not operating?
I think at Walmart, yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them not even open. People are standing in the line, shoving you out of the way. I mean, trying to grab toys before you can get to them. It's ridiculous the way people treat each other at this time of year.
Well, that makes sense. I have not shopped there for some time. Based on my feelings about China and losing American jobs to foreign countries, and then turning around and bringing them back into this country and selling them at a cheaper rate. And the people here can't have jobs to buy those products. So I don't support those kind of people. I don't go there.
Yeah, that's right. They need to send them back, if you ask me.
Well, no, I think they should bring them in. I think they should. But I think you should put tariffs on them equal to what, and level the playing field so that if you've got a guy here manufacturing a widget and it's being imported from China, it should have enough taxes on it to make it equal to the same thing here. Anyway, that's my feelings about it. But Jamie, I'm glad you called. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
And a Merry Christmas to you. I didn't mean to drop you so quick there. Let's go to Rose, who's been there a while. Rose, thank you for joining me.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, this is Rose.
This is Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hi,
and
Rose.
I watch the show all the time.
We appreciate it.
And the one thing that I would change about Christmas, not actually change, but I would make it a store-wide, nationwide possibly, thing that anytime someone went to the cash register, be it through the year, at Christmas time, whatsoever, that they would buy a toy. That toy would not be charged to them, but that toy, or it could be charged, but I'd prefer not, but that toy would be stored away somewhere and saved through the year to give to all the needy children.
In other words, set up a kind of a layaway system.
A layaway system for needy children.
My mother, when I was a kid, there was no credit cards, and she would put stuff in layaway. Remember that?
Me too. I did the same thing. My parents did the same thing.
And they would go down and get Santa out of layaway.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was done. I mean, I don't know how people do it today.
I don't either.
They buy it on a credit card and pay 18% interest on it.
I don't
for
even use
year.
credit cards. But I'm just saying, I think it would be neat if every person, whether they have kids or not, could take a toy to the cash register.
Good point.
If they could pay for it, fine. If they couldn't, fine. Those toys would be stored somewhere in a good warehouse and be given to needy children at Christmas time, everywhere, starting with homeless people and on up and needy families. That way, they wouldn't have to worry about donations near Christmas or anything like that as much. There would always be plenty of toys for plenty of children.
Along with that, I think that I know this time of year, the food banks and the different people who have, they try to help people who don't have food.
Sure.
I would ask all of you to remember that this week.
It would be a good idea, what I said about going to the store and getting a toy.
Yeah.
If they could also do that at a grocery store.
We did that the other day at a couple of grocery stores, and I guess they'll deliver them even.
Yeah.
That's even nicer.
I mean, other than, like putting the non-perishable in a barrel, when they go through the line in the grocery stores, buy an extra food or so and put it in storage for the holidays. And the same thing at department stores, and even maybe for adults, buy one extra gift, and maybe, the stores may not be able to do it, but maybe charge just half price or not as much, or even just be able to get that toy for free or that grocery for free, store them somewhere in an extra large warehouse per city, and that way we wouldn't have to worry about donations so much right before Christmas.
I think we could store it on military bases if nothing else.
Yes.
Anyway.
Will this be live on the Bill Show tonight?
You're on Bill Shows now, and it is live right now. But what you could do is you can watch it also on Scizone.tv.
Oh, I think I hear my voice on there now.
I think you do. Hey, good.
Wow.
Good
I hope that was
to
a
you.
good idea.
It was a great idea, Rose. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. Do you want that break now, or do you want me to? Let's go. We got more to do here anyway. Let's go to John in Westwood. John, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm real good, Bill. How are you?
I'm phenomenally well under the circumstances.
Hey, I would change the message about Christmas to what it was originally intended to be, which is the birth of a Savior, Jesus Christ, and peace on earth and goodwill towards men.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that offends the ACLU, but that's what it is.
I appreciate that. And I really don't give a damn if the ACLU is offended. How's that?
Well, Merry Christmas, Bill. Merry Christmas to all
Merry
the
Christmas
listeners.
to you and to your family, sir.
Thank you.
Good night. By the way, this is America. This is not, if you're in this country, God bless you, I'm glad you made it. If you're here illegally, you need to go home. If you're here and because I happen to believe in Santa Claus and sweet baby Jesus, and you don't like that and if that offends you, I really don't care. I really don't. You see, I don't bother you, and for you to go crying to the ACLU and telling them that you want to have this changed or that changed legally, I don't appreciate that, and I wish you would go back home to wherever you're from and let us alone. Exercise your right to leave this country. If you're upset with it, just go the hell home. Go back home. We don't care. We will not miss you. Let's go to Philip. Philip, you're there, sir. Go ahead.
Long time, Bill. How are you?
Doing well, sir. Glad to have you aboard.
You as well. Here's a couple things, a little history lesson.
Go for it.
My grandmother will be 98 the day after Christmas.
God bless her.
And that's the best Christmas present
Absolutely.
as I can have.
Without a doubt.
My dad's 85 and a World War II vet, and my mother is 78.
God bless her.
Very, very wonderful people. But little history. In this country, by a marketing firm in 1910, for inventory reduction taxes, a big company, I won't mention them, out of New York City, created what we know as Christmas to this point. Its original status came from Europe and was handed down through the biblical text. It was an entirely different holiday than we celebrate here.
Yes, it was.
This here in this country ought to be canceled, scrapped, and started over again. And that inventory that we reduce probably ought to be given away to the people that need, which was its original intent, and then they could write it off because they're marking it down now because the new lines come out from China and Taiwan and everywhere else where we have our manufacturing now. And the little baubles we buy in the stores and the little devices we use are all made, they're all junk, they all deteriorate and they have a shelf life. They have a planned obsolescence. So if you give a child something to eat or you buy a certificate or you put some money in trust for them, already existing trusts to where they could go to a trade school or a college of their choice when they're ready, I think those things are the important things that we've gotten away from.
We really have.
But again, happy holidays to you and all your listeners, and however you observe it, just remember, it's forgiving, not taking.
You got it, Philip. I appreciate it, sir. Merry Christmas to you and your family,
You
sir.
as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let's go to Dana. I guess it's Diane. Dana? You're on the air, Dana.
Diane?
Diane, I'm sorry. My glasses in smaller. Go ahead.
Okay, Bill. Listen, the one thing I'd really change is to give everybody some common sense and common courtesy.
Really?
And just the respect of and the love of Jesus. These stores, I mean, people are losing their homes. They're losing their jobs. They're all filing bankruptcy. There's no medical. I mean, it's absolutely endless what's going on in this country, the crime rate. And then these stores have the audacity to cut everything 60 and 70% down after the holidays. Why can't they have a little bit of kindness for us now?
Well, they got to make all they can because they're going out of business.
Yes, but so are we.
We're going out of jobs. That's what we're running out of.
Yes, we are.
We're not looking at a recession. We're looking at a depression.
Well, I'm a hair designer, and I've had a lot of clients all month long tell me, Diane, we don't know whether to make our mortgage payment or to have a holiday. And I'm like, pay your mortgage, put food on the table for your children, clothe them, love them. That's all you can do.
That's all you need to do.
But, it's so commercialized right now, and the consideration that it's out there right now, and just the common sense, I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Diane, you're asking the same questions I am.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you, dear.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Tom. Tom, you're there, sir.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing well tonight. Go ahead.
I'd like to comment on two people's generosity this Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm a student at St. Xavier High School, and we hold an annual canned food drive.
Yeah?
We go around and collect canned food from people, and it's amazing how bad the food store food bank was in need this year. They really needed food, and 1,500 students went around and collected 109,000 pounds of food.
Fantastic.
I'd like to see other people work and try. If we can do that much in our small number, if people could help them.
How many students were there in what high school again?
St. Xavier High School, there's
St. Xavier.
1,500 students.
Phenomenal. And the salute goes out to them and a big Merry Christmas to all of them for that. That's a hell of a job. It really is, and they deserve a vote of thanks. And
Thank you.
And for all of the people, thank you. By the way, what were you involved with those young people?
I was involved. I'm a student there, sir.
Oh, good for you. Did you collect some of the stuff?
We collected 800 pounds in our classroom.
Wow.
It's not that hard if you go out.
It's not that hard, but you know what? You have just restored my faith in the younger generation. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that, and please give my regards in Channel 38 and all the thousands and thousands of people listening to you tonight. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and for those people that will receive that food, they want to say thank you to you, sir, and to your classmates. Thank you, and God bless you.
Have a good one.
You too, sir. We'll take a pause in the action and come right back with more of your calls right here in the Scizone. We're back. I'm Bill Boshears. This is, it's 11:33 tonight. Jump in. Telephone number is 513-381-3838. The question tonight, and this has been a phenomenal response. It's well thought out messages. It's well thought. Probably needs to be said all year long. What would you change about Christmas? I took a lot of email over it, and tonight I thought it would be interesting to find out from you live right here. What would you change about Christmas? Does it need to be changed? Is there something that needs to be done? We've got line open. Jump in. 381-3838. Let's go to the phone again and talk to Greg. You're on the air, sir.
Yes. Hello, Bill.
How you doing, sir?
Just fine. How are you?
Well.
The thing I would like to see changed about Christmas, it seems that a lot of churches have gotten off track lately.
Yes.
Getting involved, spending millions of dollars to exert control over political situations when they should be doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. They could invest those millions of dollars into helping homeless people and doing good social work. I think that their money's being wasted.
I think the money is the name of the game. I think that if you took the money out of it, you wouldn't have many churches. I think that you're looking at a franchise, and it's big money. It is really big money at risk is what it is. And if you're out there and you are into a big money issue at church, I'd find a new church.
Yeah.
I would.
Like Jesus said, my Father's house is not a marketplace.
He meant that, I believe. I don't think there was any stuttering when he said that. Greg, I appreciate your call. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See, your views are important. You and I are talking around the table tonight, and the rest of the people watching are eavesdropping. They want to hear what you've got to say because you're voicing an opinion that they've got, probably. Let's go to Vanessa. You're on the air, Vanessa.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to say that one thing that I think should change is the parents need to teach children what Christmas is really all about.
What is that?
It's about the birth of Christ. It's about Jesus, and that's what they should teach the kids instead of teaching them all of the commercial.
It's about, I think, there's way too much television involved in the commercialization of it.
Yes.
And the one caller talked about the commercials of selling diamonds. I had seen last week, I took time and was going through the channels. I know exactly what he said, but it just dawned on me what he was saying as he said it. There's a lot of commercials that seems to be all about diamonds.
Yes, yes. And parents really need to take the time and sit down and talk to their children.
No, parents need to do that every day.
Every day, you're right.
They need to spend time with their
Their
children.
Yes.
You don't need, my dad used to say, if you hunt and fish with them, you'll never have to hunt or fish for them.
That's right.
And there's a lot of wisdom there. Anyway, Vanessa, I appreciate your call. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Same, dear. Let's go to Thomas in Deer Park. Thomas, you're on the air, sir.
Hello, Bill Boucher.
How you doing there, Thomas?
Really well.
Well, that's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
You got that right.
Well, Thomas, what's on your mind, if anything?
Well, Bill, I wanted to say Merry Christmas.
And the same to you, sir.
And I think Christmas is about Jesus.
Okay.
And it's not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to know that I understand you are seeking truth and knowledge, and that God is with you. And that although you at times think you are far from God, He is near to you.
Oh, okay.
You may want to consider sometime just reading your Bible a little, worshiping God, and not rejecting people like me that like the Lord.
Oh, I don't reject you. Are you addressing that specifically to me, sir?
I have got the impression in the past you were not too happy with comments about, like I mentioned, Jehovah God Revealer Secrets. That
no, you got that wrong. I think what you're talking about are your beliefs. I think in terms of having time to explain them, we don't. To leave somebody in the state of confusion or wonderment, what did he mean? Maybe they'll go look it up or maybe they won't. But in your case, whatever you believe is fine with me. I have nothing against what you believe. I just have a question that is it well spent authoritatively or just better spent suggesting? And that's my whole point. I appreciate it, Thomas. Thank you, sir, for your call. And I do wish you a Merry Christmas, sir.
God bless you.
Same. We're going to take a pause in the action right here. Come right back to your phone calls. The number 381-3838. Jump in. It's your show tonight. And we're back with you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Bill Boucher in the Scizone for the remaining few minutes we got here. Jump in, 381-3838, area code 513. By the way, we're going to have next week people up in Traverse City, Michigan. They're not here tonight. Are they, Captain Dave? They can watch us online tonight or whenever this goes up, but we'll let you know more about that as we move toward it. Let's go to Tom in Deerfield. Tom, you're on the air, sir. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Bill.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
I'll tell you what, I think you're doing a hell of a job, and I'll tell you what I think. I think people ought to get their priorities straightened out.
I agree with you.
I mean, you can't. People out here starving to death, and people will not donate, say, $1 to help people, but they'll give $1,000 for one lousy ticket to see Hannah Montana. Now, what the hell kind of life is that?
It's a short life. By the way, we're approaching the end of this year, my friend.
Yes, sir.
And we have approached 4,000 of our children dead in Iraq. Our kids. And all of it was started on a lie. I'm ashamed of him. I am ashamed.
Well, that's our. We go back to our priorities then. People ought to get the right person in there to start with.
I'd like to get him out, is what I'd like to do.
Yeah, I would too.
Anyway.
I would too.
I appreciate your call, sir. We'll get to that topic and a whole lot more next week because we're going to burn him next week. Anyway,
all right.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
buddy.
Christmas to you, sir. And on this show, we do say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. By the way, Captain, are we going to do a show for New Year's Eve? We'll do it that weekend. We may celebrate with you. We may go to some parties. Is that what I'm hearing? Hey, we may not be here. You guys may have to have the party without us, but we'll see what we can do with it. Let's go to Hal in downtown somewhere. Hal, you're on the...
Happy holidays.
Same to you, sir.
I hear you're representing the Christmas, and you're asking people how we think we could benefit if Christmas was changed a little bit.
Well, how would you like to change it?
I myself would like to see both Santa and Jesus taken out of Christmas and just made it a time of sharing, community, not necessarily calling it Christian values, because I think they're just basic overall human values that everyone should acknowledge and embrace.
Well, I agree with you. 365 days a year, we should have that, but there should be a culminating point, and I don't see anything wrong with using Christ as a signator on it, but if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel, sir.
Well, yeah. Well, also, I mean, we've got the Coca-Cola Santa,
Yeah.
And I see just about as many Santa pictures during this time of the year as Jesus pictures, if not more.
Well, I'm hearing you. I don't like the commercialization of it. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I just can't see baby Jesus sucking on a Coke bottle either. I mean,
man, I would like to see that.
You'd like to see it.
I might Photoshop something up for you and send it to you if you don't mind.
Well, you go right ahead, sir. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you. Brady in Fort Mitchell, you're on the air.
Yeah, happy holidays, Bill.
Same to you, sir. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I this kind of goes with what Hal was saying earlier. There's some things that I definitely think that we should change about this whole Christmas thing we got going here.
What is it? What would you change?
And one of my favorite things is taking my kids up to Chrome Conservatory to see the nativity scene.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see more of that. Instead of these Christmas lights and all these reindeer, I'd like to see more people putting the nativity scene in their front yards. I'd like to see.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
A little less light and a little more Jesus, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's absolutely tragedy that the other night I was watching, and the top story was someone stealing the baby Jesus. And then how that's the top story. That's I'm glad that there wasn't a murder as the top story, but someone had stole the baby Jesus out of someone's front yard, and that was like the big issue of the night to start off the 5 o'clock news. And I think
first off, we don't have any news. There is no news. There's nothing happening here. I hate to tell you that. City Council won't do anything. They don't know how to do anything. It's a joke. But having said that, I should shut my mouth. But Merry Christmas to you, sir, and I appreciate your call.
So one more thing, Bill.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd like to see more of is female Santa Clauses. I'm sick of sitting on Santa's lap. I like to sit on a woman's lap.
Hey, there you go. That makes sense.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Bill.
Now, there's a guy who is thinking, maybe we could have Mrs. Claus. Is that the idea? Next thing, we'd have to have topless for him. We'd go to bars for that, little brass pole routine, and there's places around town they'll let you sit on their lap. They'll even sit on your lap, sir. I've heard about those places. I've never been. Jim in Westwood, you're on the air. Go right ahead, sir.
Hey, that Mrs. Claus idea sounds pretty good.
You
might
like
get
that,
some people
huh?
converting.
See, you get people interested in Christmas then. And I'll bet you one thing about it. If you had Mrs. Claus getting it done, I'll bet you there'd be more spiritual stuff in it than you can imagine. I'm about ready to give up on Santa. He's about over with as far as I'm concerned. And I would like to see a Mrs. Claus getting it on.
That wouldn't be so bad.
That little white, little red skirt with that fuzz on it, baby, be doing her thing. Woo! I like that idea. And that old fuzzy ass
that'd be jolly
beard.
enough for me, right? Let's talk about jolly.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, you know, seriously, to change Christmas, I would like to stop everybody going out and just buying a gift and thinking that they're off the hook doing something for somebody and showing that they love them. They should take away the whole gift buying and giving and make it, take it back to where you actually make a gift for somebody. You actually do something that is a gift for somebody.
I like that.
That'll produce a lot more of a good trickle-down effect. Right now, what we're seeing is a trickle-down effect of all this capitalism and commercialism, and it's just turned into a bunch of hogwash.
That's all it turned into. I appreciate the call, Jim. You're dead on it, and I appreciate your call.
All right. Mrs. Claus all the way.
All the way, brother. I vote for her right now. We've started something here, Jim. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Let's do a break. We'll come right back with your phone call, 381-3838. We'll talk about Mrs. Claus and all the stuff she can do to help out. Back in the Scizone, Bill Boshears, till 12 o'clock here. We've got a line open. Jump in, 381-3838. Tonight the question has been, are you in the, obviously everybody's in the Christmas spirit, but I took a lot of email this week from people who are having everything from crises in the shopping line to checkout line to driving to the way people shop what they're buying, and I got to watching it, and it is a fiasco. They'll buy a $12 item, pay 18% on it for a year, and the people they're giving it to are the thing they want they didn't even want to start with. We need to check into some of that. Let's go to Smokey. You're on the air, Smokey.
Hi. Look, I think you're great.
Okay.
And you know what? This show is wonderful. And if I could be the first Mrs. Claus,
yes,
I would pray and bring all of our troops out of Iraq. You're absolutely right.
You're the one that's right.
No, really, you're absolutely right. It was built on a lie, and I just pray to God if there is a first Mrs. Claus, it could be me, and bring everybody home.
Well, I got to get you in the presidency seat, and it sure as hell won't be Hillary. I don't want her.
God.
I don't know anybody that would vote for her. Anyway, that's beside the point. What would you change about it? You think you'd like to have Mrs. Claus get the troops home? Is that right?
I am Mrs. Claus. You just said that.
I'm sorry. You are.
I'm watching your show, and when you said it, I said I'm going to.
Well, let me ask you this, Mrs. Santa. Are you married, Mrs. Santa?
Of course. I'm married to Santa Claus.
Oh, there you go. Well, what kind of dress are you going to have? How will you be dressed so that we'll know you?
Oh, it would be something real simple, kind of shingly around the bottom with a cute little red hat with...
Will it be the traditional...
Santa?
Santa?
No.
Oh.
It would. It'd be red, of course,
Uh-huh.
with some little shingle fringy stuff around the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And then my hat, that white part, would be lamb's hair.
Yeah.
Big pretty ball on top.
Oh, yeah, baby. Gotta have
Plus,
a ball.
I'm a former Playboy bunny.
Oh, my God. You make my heart palpitate.
But I tell you, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I would bring the troops home. We should have never been there.
Never been there, Smokey. Appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
Love you. Won't take much of your time, but I'm going to watch you until you're off. I watch you every week.
We appreciate you being there, and thank you, and a very Merry Christmas to you.
And to our troops, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you, dear. Good night. And I didn't know where that was going there for a minute, but she did all right on that. Doug, you're on the air, sir.
Hey, Bill. How you doing tonight?
Phenomenally well. Speaking.
Good to talk to you.
Good to have you.
I've been watching your show every Saturday night. I love
thank
it.
you.
I love your show. And as far as Christmas is concerned, you're right. We need to make it a little bit less commercial
I agree.
and make it more like what it's supposed to be. And
Are you in favor of a woman Santa Claus?
I wouldn't be against it.
I kind of like what Smokey was doing there a minute ago. That lady got my attention now.
Yeah, I know she did.
I'll sit on her lap.
Oh, well, you know what? I have one comment to make about politics and one comment to make about your show, and I'll let you go, buddy.
Quickly, go right ahead, sir.
I'm 51 years old, Bill, and as far as I'm concerned, George W. Bush is the worst president in my lifetime.
And mine too, sir.
Yeah, and as far as your show is concerned, I love your show. As far as the new year coming up, I'd like to see more stuff talk about UFOs and Bigfoot and psychic stuff and ghosts and that kind of thing. Can we do that?
We can sure try. I'll tell you why. It's going to be difficult to do that. But by the way, we're going to start a radio show on 1160 The Oldies.
Oh, okay.
An AM show after the first of the year sometime. We're going to incorporate a lot of the unexplained there and here too. We'll do it here.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I love your show.
Doug, thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work, sir.
Merry Christmas to you and your family,
and
sir.
Same to you, sir.
Gotcha.
Have a good one.
Alfie, I guess, is it Alfie? You're there. Go ahead, Alfie, you're quickly.
Alfie, I guess, is it Alfie?
You're listening to the she got there too late. I'm sorry. Folks, listen, Christmas is a time to share and to be shared with. And I apologize for losing Alfie or whatever. But think of it this way. It comes once a year, and we're a very tolerant race of people. I know that it's difficult in times that we're facing. If I could change one thing about Christmas, it would be all of the things that you've said tonight. You are, without a doubt, the most straightforward, straight-thinking audience I've ever talked to. I'm proud to have and to be a part of your Saturday night festivities. And without you, there would be no Scizone. And without you, there'd be no Christmas. We're out. We'll see you later.